Hello everybody, it's Graham here. I thought I'd take a moment to show you a fun program you can play with. If you, like us, are missing your square dancing and wondering if you'll ever remember what the heck a spin the top was and how all this worked, then perhaps you can try this. The program I'm going to show you is called Taminations, and it's a computer graphic program that's quite easy to drive and also a bit of fun too. You find you may be able to play the part of a caller and see how good you are. If not that, at least have a look at some of our movements and how they worked. So to find it, first thing we need to do is go to the internet. And let's just bring the internet up and type in Taminations as our search. Hit enter and it'll come up, and you'll see my mouse here showing you Taminations is in fact there at the top. Tam Twirlers. Taminations was created by a guy called Brad Christie from the Tam Twirler Square Dance Club in California, hence the name of the program, Taminations. So let's go ahead and click on it, and it loads. Okay, I might just go full screen so we can see it without all the top rubbish there. Here's your Taminations program. First of all, you'll see a welcome screen describing a little bit about it. There's Brad Christie's name and the Tam Twirler Square Dance Club. The information in it contains definitions that are provided from Caller Lab. Caller Lab is the international body that sets our standard of movements with the definitions and how we dance. And it's not affiliated with Caller Lab as such, but this program uses those documents. Okay, so over here though on the important side is the list levels. So if we dance basic, mainstream, there's basic 1, basic 2, which were recently split into basic 1, basic 2, mainstream plus advanced, A1, A2, and so through and forth up to challenge levels. And some control buttons down here, which I'll talk about later. But let's have a look at some examples. And before I move, just to show you, up the top here on the left-hand side is the home button. Wherever you are in this program, you click that button, it'll take you back to this screen. So let's pick a movement, say in Basic 2. Click on that once, and here's a list of the movements. Now they are in alphabetical order, not teaching order, so you go from Alamo style through to Zoom. Okay, you'll find in mainstream there are more movements again. Okay, so let's go back to Basic 2, and let's pick a movement to look at, and let's pick on Flutter Wheel. So we put our mouse over it and we click it once, and it comes up to a screen with Flutter Wheel. Now, when you open this program, chances are these dances will be of a solid color. So we go to settings at the bottom right here, and these things come up. What I've done is selected couple numbers, and I want numbers for the couples 1 to 4. Okay. If I click on no numbers, they'll just look like that, which is probably what it looks like when you first open it. But head over here to 1 to 4. If you go 1 to 8, every person has an individual number. That kind of doesn't help us. We're used to couple numbers, so there we are. You can change colors, etc., etc. Dance to speed is a kind of an interesting one too. I've set it at normal, which is about the pace we dance at. Okay, back to Flutter Wheel. Here on the left hand side are all the setups you can do, and this is in fact the Flutter Wheel family. So we have Flutter Wheel, reverse Flutter Wheel, all 8 Flutter Wheel, all 8 reverse Flutter Wheel. These last two we don't dance in our mainstream program. So here we are at Flutter Wheel. We can do it from facing couples. We can do it from lines of 4. Okay, you can see our couples. Now in these pictograms, boys are represented by squares and the girls are represented by curvy circles. So let's go to and have a look how it works. Let's say, oh yeah, 8 chain through is the other one. This is this setup where you might say, for example, side square through 4 hands. You'll end up with facing couples like that. But let's go back to lines. Click on lines. There's our lines. Now let's see how Flutter Wheel works. We come down to this button in the middle, play, and we click it, and away they go. The girl goes across, picks up the boy, brings him back. Okay, you want to see that again? Let's hit play. The girls go across, pick up the boy, bring him back. Beautiful. So that's how the animations work. And if you want to pick another movement, we hit the home button up here and go back to our list. Pick a mainstream movement this time. And let's say Dixie Styles or an Ocean Wave is a fun one. Now here we are with different ways to do it. Facing couples, which is typically what we see. Tandem, not so often used, one behind the other. Single quarter tag, that's a tricky one, and so on. So from lines is where we're most familiar with it from. Okay, so again we come down to our play button and hit play, do a Dixie style, girls lead, right pull by, left of the boy, and the boys come into the center, connect their right hands. Okay, so that's how it works. And if you're kind of not catching that, go over here to settings, change the speed to slow, and let's play it again. Sam. Ladies lead Dixie style, give a right pull by, left of the boy, turn by the left so the boys come into the center, connect their right hands. Notice the hands appear when they're connected. These yellow dots representing the pivot points. Okay, let's go back to our home screen. So feel free to explore all of our movements and have a play with them. If nothing else, that might remind you of how some of our stuff worked. But if you're ready to go further, let's have some fun and come right down here to a thing called Sequencer. Click that once, and look at that, we have a full set of dancers ready to dance. Okay, there are instructions here. If you're like me, or at least you're a male, you won't read instructions, you'll just try it. So here we go. Over here on the left is a dialog box, and I'll click in there and I'll type a movement. Now first of all, you've got to tell the program who you want to start, heads or sides. So we'll type in heads, space, and then I'll type in a movement, square through 4. Hit return or enter, and notice that the dancers do it. And also notice that the movement is recorded up here. Now it seems I've left it on slow speed, which is okay, but I want to show you a few things. So I'm going to go down here to settings at the bottom and set that speed to normal. Okay. Now we come over here to the box again, and I might type in swing through. Now in square dance terminology, the word through is often written as T-H-R-U. You don't have to spell the full word. Swing through, hit return, half right, boys half left. See how the yellow hands can show up here? Those hands appear whenever the hands are connected. Okay, so we have a notion wave with boys in the middle. It's the square boys, the round girls on the end. If you're watching the couples too, there's number 4 coupled together. Number 1 is not together. His partner's over there. Okay, after we've done swing through, we might call boys run. Watch the boys run around the girls. Okay, now just you may be thinking, well, I've got to know what to call. Well, yeah, that's right. What happens if I make a mistake though? Well, let's type in something they can't do. So from this setup, if I type in spin the top, I know they can't do that from there. What does the program do? It'll tell you, no animation for spin the top from that formation. Okay, just try again. So in this setup, I've got couples in 2-face lines. So another neat call might be couples circulate. And they move up to the next position. Beautifully done, dancers. These dancers are so good. Now we type in a movement. Let's try Ferris wheel. Let's get them into the middle. And the centers come around to face each other in the middle. Beautiful. Now, good call from here. I'm actually using my call of intuition here. I can see they're nearly resolved. Double pass through. And away they go, passing right shoulders. Then if I have those leaders, that's these guys, leaders. If I have them partner trade, guess what? So leaders, trade. Everyone's now facing their corner. Okay, number 1 couple at home. There's number 4, his corner, and her corner, number 2. Yeehaw, we've actually finished. Now you could type in Alaman left if you wanted to, just to see them. Alaman left, look at that. Alaman left, just to see what they do, and they actually do it. Now, the one thing this program won't do is accept Promenade. Don't know why. I think it was probably designed as a choreographic tool, and Promenade doesn't really do much. It will take Promenade half, Promenade 3/4, but a full Promenade at the end of a routine, probably superfluous. What you can do though is say square the set, and everyone goes home. Isn't that cute? Now that was fun, but the funner part is you've got your calls recorded up here. Go down here in the middle and press play. Look at this. Head square through 4. I'm reading from the list at the top. Meet your corner, swing through. Then the boys run around the girls. Couples circulate. Do a Ferris wheel. Do a double pass through. Leaders trade. Alamad left. Come back and square your set. Say clap, clap, clap. That's not in the program. Well, there you go. So I'd like you to have a bit of fun with that. And just the other tools that are available to you. There's an undo tool, which is a must with every computer program. If you type in something you didn't want to do, and you hit enter, and it's done it, and I didn't want to do that, hit undo. Reset over here, the next one over, will reset the whole thing, and you can start again up here. A good thing to have, that if you're not familiar with what terminology you use, is the list of calls. Okay, so from your list, we just tick one of these. Here's basic 2. That's what the call looks like if you want to put it in. So if you weren't sure whether it's Dixie style or Dixie style to a wave, which is in mainstream, come down here, you'll find Dixie style to a wave is what you need to type in. However, in fact, if you go to mainstream plus and basic 1 all ticked, the full list is there. Okay, so what else can I show you? Oh yes, the important part is the definitions. Okay. Oh yes, there are abbreviations down here on the bottom. I think you can type those in. I've never actually done that. Go back home. I was up here. Go back to our program list. There's our list of calls. Where was our flutter wheel? There it is. Go back to flutter wheel. If you want to see what the definition was, the definition is right here on the screen. Click the button. There's our full definition. Very good to understand that. There's the flutter wheel family. It tells you what the starting formation is. Some examples of what to call. What the dance action is, as to what the dancers do when they dance on this floor, and where they must finish up. A bit about styling and so on. So it's all there, and this is a tool that dancers and I can often have robust discussions about what our interpretations of the definition are, and so on. The good thing about this program, for those of you who have smartphones, is that, I'll just bring it back to home, you can download an app for your smartphone. If you're Android, it's Google Play, and if you're on Kindle, there's a version there. Is also available for iPhone as well. So you can carry it around in your pocket and bring it to the dance, and you and I can have a good robust discussion. But that's terminations, and I have fun with it. You can't do any harm with it. Just go ahead and have fun and explore some of our square dance movements. Hope you enjoyed that, and listen, if you've got any questions or would like to know a bit more, drop me an email, graham@adelaideoutlaws.com. Love to hear from you. Hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, bye for now.